There used to be some really good PvP builds that were easy and accessible to play, like the Symbol Guardian and the Flamethrower Scrapper, but those have been nerfed. So I think that this is now the easiest, most effective build. Obviously, it can be easier than this, but not as effective. So I think this is the best build to play for a new player. It is the Condition Mechanist. You want to be playing this as a duelist, so want to go to a side node, going to small scale fights, because you're not going to be able to chase down targets very easily and kill them, because most of your damage is based on your mech fighting on node or doing AoE around you and forcing people to stay in the node to fight you. If you're playing this build wrong and then you're not getting results, well then that's why. You have to play it as a duelist. And if you want more information on that, go check out my how to 1v1 video. But as for this build, we'll just go over this really quickly. So mostly it's about healing. You want the Sage Amulet because you want some condition damage and healing and vitality. Those are all nice. And power is of course good because your mech gets some power from you. And then you want Rune of Sanctuary because whenever you gain healing, you gain barrier, and you'll gain alacrity whenever you heal yourself because you'll give yourself barrier whenever you heal yourself, and barrier gives you alacrity. So the alacrity is really nice, combined with the Grandmaster trait here, which will essentially make all of your signets retain their passive effects and then have stronger passive effects. And you've got the signet which passively heals you, so you want to be using this signet a lot of the time because it gives you the active and the passive effect at the same time, and it's very low cooldown. And because of the inventions traits, you'll cleanse conditions because you'll first of all cleanse a condition here, and then you'll gain protection, and protection will remove conditions from you. So yeah, using your heal skill is a good condition cleanse and just sustain for you and your mech. You've got Shift Signet, which is going to give you movement speed increase passively, so you're going to always have that, and it gives you a nice stun break that'll port you out of danger. So you want to save that for when you're in a bad situation. So yeah, these signets are all really good passively and actively. And then the Overclock Signet is also going to allow you to recharge your mech. So if it ever dies, which it has a lot of healing, so it rarely does die, you can just use the Overclock Signet. But if you're in a situation where your pet isn't really in danger of dying, then you just use the Overclock Signet and it'll do this beam, which can do a lot of burning. So you've got Sigil of Cleansing. Whenever you cleanse a condition, Purity of Purpose will give you a boon. So you've got a lot of boon access because boons in alchemy, you've got the trait that heals you whenever you gain a boon. So healing you also gives you barrier, and barrier gives you alchemy. So I've also got the Sigil of Courage here. So whenever I hit something, I gain might. And since I gain a boon, I heal, and then I gain barrier, and then I gain alacrity. So every time I'm hitting people on that internal cooldown, I'm gaining alacrity. So that's pretty nice. The combos that you want to know are, we already talked about the Superconducting Signet, which is going to give that pulsing AoE, and then you've got Rolling Smash. So you want to have, like, you're going to be fighting a node, and then you want to have the Superconducting Signet out, pulsing that AoE, and then you throw the mech at the target with your F1, and you can use your Mace 2 inside that AoE, which is a combo field lightning, and that would create a daze finisher. So you're going to be dazing the target while you've got all of that damage pulsing around. Also, you can use the Rocket Fist prototype afterwards, and that will stun the target in the Superconducting Signet. So generally you want to probably put your mech on the target like this, and then use the Mace 2 in there, and then the Mace 3, and that will stun them in it, and they'll do a lot of damage. So while the build is very survivable, it has quite a bit of damage in melee range, so you can control nodes and win fights, because just surviving is sometimes not enough. So yeah, that's the main combo right there, but you've also got Flamethrower. So Flamethrower is going to give you access to the auto attack, not very good because this is a Condi build. So you want to be using Flame Blast. It's a 6-second cooldown, so you can use this a lot. So swap into your Flamethrower kit often, and then use the 2 skill, And you can see that little blast there, which does 2 burning, and then it'll do another burning if it passes through. So yeah, you just want to spam Flame Blast as often as you can, and it'll do quite a bit of burning damage because it's a decently lasting burn. And then you can use Air Blast to knock the target back and give them more burning if they already have burn on them. And then if they're gonna stand still near you, you can put down the Napalm, and you can also use the Mace 2 through that, which would give you a fire aura, and if they hit you, then they gain burning. And then the smoke vent is just gonna blind near you. So yeah, just spam the fire 2 or the flamethrower 2. Use the superconducting signet, use the F1 and the mace abilities while that's up, and that's pretty much how you play the build. You've also got the shield, which gives you a knockback, and the shield 5, which gives you stun. So whenever an enemy hits you, you'll stun them when they're in melee range. So what you can do as well is use the superconducting signet while they're attacking you, and then stun them in the superconducting signet. But usually that's not necessary. And there's also a cool combo you can do where if you're trying to chase down targets and maybe finish them off, you can precast the superconducting signet, and then you can shift signet on top of the target, which would port your mech on top of them. So I could do this and then port it on, and then use the mace 2 and then put your mech in with the F1. So that's kind of like how I like to finish off enemies who are trying to escape. But that is pretty much how you play the build. Here's a full ranked match as the Condition Mechanist. As I said, I want to be playing a duelist role, so I'm going to probably head to Far. And this is I'm currently platinum at the moment, but this is actually not a platinum match. You'll be able to tell that later on by the rotations and decisions of my teammates. So this is a good indicator of how you want to play in, if this is a build that's good for you, an easy to play build, how you want to play in these lower tier matches where you want to, improve your win ratios. So I do go into Far, and I immediately don't stand on the node because I'm outnumbered, but my teammates push in, and as soon as they push in, then I get off the node and start fighting with them. So you want to be aware of the situation still. I mean, the build is tanky, but you don't want to be standing on node in a 1v2 no matter what you're playing, because then you're just going to die. So my team is capping Far. They're kind of rotating slow, so I'm forced to push into mid, and now I'm outnumbered, so I have to use my shield 5 while I'm under attack, and I'm just kiting still because I can't really get the node from them when I'm in a 1v2, so I just need to pressure them until I can find a situation where I can actually get the node. So yeah, my team is coming in now, so I'm sending my mech in, and I use the F1, I use my flamethrower 2, and yeah, there's a lot of damage going out now on the node, and now that my team is here, I get the kill. So if I had died earlier by playing too aggressively on the node, then we wouldn't be in this really good situation here. So that's really the most important thing you need to learn as a duelist is, yeah, you want to stand on nodes, but when do you stand on nodes? And it's usually when it's a fair fight is when you want to stand, or when you have cooldowns to do so. So here at Far, the Vindicator wants to take a 1v1. I push them back and put down my superconducting signet and use all of my mace abilities in it. And they get quite a bit of conditions on them, and they can't really cleanse too much because they're using Chalice and Shiro, I believe. But I get +1 by the respawn, so I use my heal signet there to cleanse any conditions, and I get stunned and like a lot of AoE here, so I'm just leaving with the shift signet because I don't want to die. And yeah, the Reaper is chasing very hard here, so is the Vindicator. So I'm using my shield skills just to cleanse some conditions. And I could use the Mace 2 to travel as well, because that would give me regeneration. I just kind of forgot about that at the moment. So yeah, use the Mace 2 whenever you can if you need health, because it's going to give you regeneration. And yeah, while that was happening, my mech was just free casting on the Reaper and he just died. So yeah, that was pretty nice. And now we're going to go on the Vindicator. We get the stun And now they've just used their dodge, so I can use my superconducting signet if I want to. Yeah, I'm waiting for it because I know they're probably going to head towards me. I actually used my elite skill there with the laser, and that put a lot of pressure on them. And now I'm using my shield 5. I am kind of low on cooldowns now, but we've got the kill. So I'm going to superconducting signet and use my flamethrower 2 to just cleave that out. And now we're in a good spot again because we've got kills, and now we can kill their mesmer. But yeah, their team is respawning, and they're going to probably push into me. So I'm just trying to cap the node first because my team is actually, they're not really playing for nodes. I mean, that's kind of like a normal thing in like silver matches. You know, in gold, the issue is that people fight on node too much. In silver, they don't fight on node enough. So that's why you see a difference in opinion when people say fight on node and then others say don't fight on node. It's because there's a, you know, it's a difference in player skill there. So, and then the real answer is it depends. But, you know, in this match, I'm trying to say that my teammates are really not playing for the objectives well. And even though we're getting kills, we're kind of struggling. So, yeah, the score, we're behind 60 points and they're kind of all dying still. So, yeah, this is going to be a rough match. But I put my mech with the superconducting signet on the node and they're doing well. I get CC'd there, and if I need to, I can shift signet out. Yeah, I'm going to use a shift signet because I've got 2 players on me. Some thirsty Asuras. I get the flamethrower 2, and yeah, there's like 3 on me now, so we're just going to back off. Got my knockback ready, but they've got stability. They used a bunch of wells, so I dodge out. And now I'm getting, yeah, there was like 4 on me here. So I'm just going to leave this. There's no reason for me to be there because I can't get anything done. And I'm getting pulled and chilled and yoinked everywhere. So I'm just playing safe. They're trying to prevent me from decapping mid, I think. That's why they didn't jump down. And that was a good play by their Reaper to not do so. But now their Mesmer's on me again. I'm outnumbered. And I have to use my shield 5. I just keep kiting towards the terrain here, use my mace 2 just to counter pressure and get some regeneration. And now I'm in a really bad spot. I'm kiting again over the terrain, really important. And using my heal skill here to get some cleanse. And now that I'm doing pretty well on health, I'm going to go back in and get some pressure because I'm holding quite a lot of their team here. And that presence, while my team isn't really making too much out of it, is good enough. So yeah, I just decided to leave that because it looks like my team is not really going for nodes here. Yeah, they're just running. You can see my rangers just like taking the scenic route there. So yeah, we're gonna use our superconducting signet and the flamethrower 2 and cleave that out very well. So we're gonna probably chase this kill in the mid because my ranger's already capping far, and we can probably, yeah, so what I did there was the shift signet into the mace 2, and that puts my mech right on top of the target so we can finish off this kill. And we get the, yeah, so we've got actually a 3 cap now, so that's pretty nice. My team is actually playing for the nodes while we're winning these fights now. So I see my ally is actually getting pressured by their Mechanist, but I know that they have respawns and I don't want to get decapped. However, I'm about to be 1v2, so I have to be very careful. They've also got a Vindicator here, which is one of the more broken classes right now. So I have to get off the node. I use the shift signet to kite, and my mech, actually I used the superconducting signet and the F1, and even though I was kiting off to the side, my mech was actually destroying that Vindicator. So we got the kill there, and I was in very safe positioning. So now we can get these kills and start making a comeback in this match. So I'm going to start capping this node, yeah, because we need someone to do it, and the rest of my team is chasing that kill, which is fine. And they have a respawning, I believe the Vindicator was respawning, right? Yeah, my team is just kind of coming in here to cap. You can see, like, we don't need them to come here. They could have went into mid, but they came here and triple cap with me anyways. But now they're leaving, so I have to stay and watch for respawns. So, yeah, not ideal rotations here. But I do see their Mechanist is respawning, so I'm going to prevent them from decapping the far node. Just going to chase them into mid because they're not going for the node and pressure them. So if I keep following them, if they go into mid, then I go into mid. If they go and try to decap the node that I own, then I'll go and take the 1v1 there. Now, my team has actually got kills at mid, so they got stuff done there. But because I think, yeah, I see like the Weaver there is trying to go towards the far node, and we're doing fine on mid anyways. I don't need to stay there any longer. I'm going to actually chase them into far, but it's already getting decapped by, I believe that's their Mechanist. No, that's their Mesmer. So I'm going to be in a 1v2 here. I don't want to go for the node immediately because I'll just get pressured really hard by the burst here. I do have my shield 5 though, so I can contest the node for a little bit. I use my superconducting signet, but I actually, yeah, that was not a good superconducting signet because my mech wasn't even on the target, but I still got the kill. Now they have 3 in here, but my ally is now in here, and we can pretty much cleave these targets with my, you can see I've got a lot of burning out because I've used the flamethrower 2 quite a bit, and the napalm is really great for cleaving down bodies. And now I've got the superconducting signet out, and you can see the burns are really stacking up, and then I push them off the node before they die to conditions, and I just try to finish them off with you know, just bleeding them out because we can get value off of that. So yeah, we've got the far node now. My teammate is going to probably leave, and I know that they have respawns, so I can go into mid, but I really don't want to lose far because, yeah, we've already got a decap on mid. So I want to keep holding the node that we own. And once again, the Mechanist is respawning, and they don't want to take the one. Oh, maybe they do want to take the 1v1. If they do, yeah, they're not taking it. But if they did go into home or into the far node, then I would chase them. But since they're going into mid, I chase them still, but go into mid. And now we're going to take a team fight with our team. It's not the best team fighting build, but the superconducting signet can actually do a decent amount of damage. I did the shift signet there with the superconducting signet, so I could precast the burst on them, but it didn't really land. And I try to laser the Vindicator there, but it doesn't really land much. It's fine though, because I don't really think my mech is going to die, so I can just use the elite there. And yeah, my teammate's dying off to the side, but I'm not really concerned with that because I'm trying to progress these kills here. I see that we've got 1 down, so I put down the superconducting signet on my mech to try to cleave it out. Use my mace 2 and my flamethrower 2 and get a bunch of damage. But yeah, there's a lot of them here, and they're all pressuring me now, and I can't really do much about that. So while I am high health, I'm low on cooldown, so I really want to get out of here. I use these, yeah, my mech actually died there, so not the best foresight to use the elite there. I thought that my team would be doing better in this fight, but my Harbinger actually gave me a lot of boons there, so we're able to come back into this fight, put down some of my flamethrower abilities, heal myself. Now my mech isn't alive, so superconducting signet isn't as it's going to be on me instead of my mech, but yeah, I'm going to instead go to far because that team fight does not look like it's going well, and I can just play the duelist role, go into the far node and full cap that. Now because I did leave that losing fight, they're going to lose it even harder, but at least we're going to get something out of it because I'm going to cap far. And you can see, yeah, I'm looking at the score there, and it just shows our entire team is dying, so we're not getting any kills there, so I don't have to worry about any respawns. So I'm just trying to watch the rotations of the enemy team here. I'm in a really good spot, and I see now their Vindicator is coming in, so I want to protect the node that I own. Play a little bit aggressively here, probably uncharacteristic of the situation because, yeah, I want to survive, not go for kills here, because this is the win here. We've got home and we've got far. Well, we might lose home. So I use the mace 2 just to reposition a little bit. I need to hold the node, so I knock them off of it. I can't really kite off the node because if I lose the node, then we can lose, right? But we do end up winning because we hold home as well, and I hold far. So if you like this kind of content, like the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.